You're not being kind to yourself.
What kind of relationship that we should build with our own body and mind?
Think about your inputs, and then we're going to be consciously reduce what drains our energy. So somebody says the sun is so bright. I'm an Indian person with brown skin, but the tropical sun is too bright. What? It's like an Eskimo saying it's too cold. So the fault is within you. And I'm saying that in the nicest possible way. You became weak. And sometimes you can't blame people. They're brain damaged. Their brains have a chemical imbalance. There's not enough dopamine. There's not enough feel-good hormones floating around that they have to look for other ways of getting that. It's a myth. It's a lie that you have to drink all the time, that you should drink 3 liters of water. I have run a 21-kilometer race barefoot, no water. Everyone BS's about genetics and, oh, my dad had diabetes and I'm going to get diabetes. Bullshit. Yeah, you got it because you have the same lousy lifestyle and environment, and then food, not the most important.
So, welcome to my first podcast. Being a conscious relationship coach, I needed to deep dive into various aspects of health. We cannot just fix mental health by some tools that we find online here and there, or some meditation or yoga. It's all great that we have so many tools to heal, but more than the tools, there are some basics that needs to be covered even before using those tools. Otherwise, it just becomes a placebo effect. So that is where I have deep dived into quantum biology, where there is a lot to uncover about how our body works and how can we utilize that to heal all our mental health problems, be it your toxic relationship, be it your toxic habits. When you start relating consciously with your own self, it's gotta heal you 100% with way more efficiency than all the tools are combined. I introduce you the quantum health coach who's been serving people for more than a decade. And his theory is all about how our body is the form of energy and how we can heal just by connecting to nature. And he got some crazy experience and some science to relate consciously with the self. Let's dive in. Welcome to my first podcast on conscious relationship with self. So my first question is that what kind of relationship do people develop with their own body and mind in the absence of primed life?
Okay, great question. Amazing. It depends. I mean, ideally, if we want to have the ideal life, we love ourselves. With all our imperfections, with everything we've got, we all know that when we were growing up as children, I've got my skin's not perfect and I've got all of these imperfections because we're full of self-doubt. We're growing into our bodies. We're not sure where we fit in the world. What ideally is that we love ourselves, and we're happy with where we are, where we're going, mistakes we've made because they've made us stronger. And the language to ourselves is one of love and kindness, because we also want to project that to the world. That's the type of person that I think most people want to be. And then you're speaking to yourself, because every time you have negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative self-talk, you are depleting your own energy. You're not being kind to yourself. So in the absence of primed, I'm sure people still have a good life. But what we're aiming to do with the primed life is to build that foundation of great health so that you're looking forward. You're not looking back. You have a positive, grateful mindset. And I think one of the most important things is to be authentic, because from that authenticity of living your life the way that you want to, the way that promotes self-love, love out to the world, people feel you and you feel yourself. It's so important. People don't realize that when you talk and your emotions and your thoughts affect how you are, and that is who you are. So when a challenge comes, who are you? Do you cry? Do you scream? Do you yell? Do you cuss? Or can you face that challenge and rise up? And that quality of thought, I think, is so crucial. That's a great first question.
Amazing, amazing chat. So you would say, in the absence of taking up this prime life challenge, we would tend to develop a non-symbiotic relationship with the self, with all sorts of influence, with EMF and parasites within our body.
I do. And I think a nice, easy way to answer this one is that we are all nature. We are part of the greater being.
Mm,
We are beings of light. So, if you're living in harmony,
mm,
in peace, if you are at one with the animals, if you are at one with nature, it makes you feel happy. You've got those beta endorphins, the dopamine, and it's not to say that things are perfect, but exactly like you said, it's that symbiotic relationship. You're not fighting against the rest of the world with all its imperfections and all of the things that go wrong, but you're doing your best to make a difference to yourself, but then also to spread that love and to help others as well. So, yeah, I mean, 100%. It's being part of that greater good, that being somebody who can make a difference, somebody who, is trying their best to live a good life. And that also involves healthy. And if your body's not healthy, your mind also is going to have trouble on that front. So yeah, that's another great question, and that's all the primed lifestyle is let's get back to nature. Let's become good observers of ourselves, our own thoughts, our own breath, like yogis do, like meditation experts do. So we're just getting back to nature, getting back to what is foundational, I think.
mm. Amazing, amazing. I hear people say that sun rays dehydrate you. How do you still sit in sun without being dehydrated?
I have gone 24 hours without water.
Mm,
I have worked 3 days in the sun for Australia Post without food.
mm,
I have run a 21-kilometer race barefoot, no water.
mm,
So it's a myth, it's a lie, that you have to drink all the time, that you should drink 3 liters of water, that you need all of this water to hydrate you. Of course, context is always key. So if I was with Guru Pashupati at the moment and we were outside running around, having fun, climbing trees, and we're sweating a lot,
mm,
well, yeah, perhaps I need to increase my water intake. But what I've always said is the most important water is not the water you drink, it's the water you make. So our own bodies make metabolic water. I've always been fascinated by camels. Don't know about you. Egypt and the camels, fascinating. But how can a camel go through the desert without drinking water?
mm.
And snakes as well.
Yeah.
Well, do they carry water in their hump? No, it's fat. So again, when we have more good quality fats like ghee, coconut oil, avocado oil, butter, things like this, we can then make more metabolic water. So then we're less reliant on that water, and we can be more like a camel and less like somebody who drinks 5 liters of water, bloating themselves,
Mm,
pouring in deuterium, and then going to the toilet 10 times a day. So, yeah, so the sun is life. Animals adapt. You adapt to your environment, your conditions. You have your water accordingly, but 100% doesn't dehydrate you. And again, it depends on how you're living. What's your food intake? What's the intensity of the sun? How are you adapted to the sun? So there's many variables, but 100% we can be more like camels and we don't have to drink a lot of water. So, and again, we're just talking about Cancro with Sharon, and that's a nice water that's available in India. So that's a good quality water that I would drink if I had a disease. I would use that as a stepping stone with the sun, with grounding, with good food to help me to improve the energy within my body. So yeah, so water's important, but the sun for me, that's right up there.
Awesome. So, would you say that we just need around 1 to 1.5 liters of deuterium free water for our daily regular lives?
No, I'm glad you asked this question, and we'll clear up some of the myths around it. So the hierarchy of needs is get the sun, live naturally in the environment. So
Mm,
it's 10 degrees in Melbourne today. I was swimming naked in the ocean earlier.
mm,
So butt naked, cold, but I'm adapted to my environment. When I was in Mysore, I was in the 40-degree weather, sunbaking. So when you live in your environment, you can generally drink the water that's in that environment. When I was in Mysore, I did drink some of the local water, which is higher in deuterium. I'm healthy. I'm in the environment that makes that water. So it's a yin and a yang. It's natural. So the wriggle or the nuance comes in is if I'm unhealthy, then I would absolutely want to be in the sun because that's my best medicine.
mm,
But then I would have other tools in my toolkit, for instance, like more ghee, grounding. And then perhaps I would say, well, this water in India has more deuterium than the Cancro water or some water from Italy. So they all have deuterium, but maybe I can get some water that has less
mm,
because when the sun hits our water within our body, it creates that battery that helps us to have energy, stored energy to absorb that light. So deuterium is not bad in of itself. We don't want people to say, I need water without deuterium and food without deuterium. That's not the way. It's a matter of what's your context, what's your health, and the water that you need to drink might change over time.
mm,
But absolutely, if I was unhealthy, I would look to have water that was better quality. So that really makes sense. You know, if I'm going to talk to a lady today in Singapore who has failing kidneys, diabetes, a lot of health issues. So we're going to really go hard. We can say, you got to get that sun. We're going to look at the quality of your water. We're going to look at the quality of your food. So on every step, we're going to try to have the best inputs, the best quality. And then we're also going to try to reduce what's draining her battery. Absolutely, water is important. We don't have to drink liters and liters. The context of your sweat, where you live, is important. But deuterium's there. It's just a matter of knowing what's in your water, what pollutants are in there, and then acting accordingly. So it's nuanced to your context.
I think that clears a lot of questions for the people. And I just want to bring up one more question about this context of water. People with a lot of bloating, I see they experience a lot of shame. They don't feel that they don't have a good body, so they're not worthy enough. What could help them to debloat?
Yeah, great. Okay, I love that question. I'll use a couple of examples from my experience as 10 years as a health coach.
Mm,
The most beautiful lady in the Philippines is called Bianca Elizalde. She's wonderful, beautiful heart. But when she was eating wheat, lots of bread, pasta, her stomach was bloating like she was 6 months pregnant.
mm,
That's because that wheat where she was, and it's in the US, Australia, Philippines, probably India, is poisoned with glyphosate.
mm,
So it's a poison, it's not healthy, and depending on your current health, so it will affect people, some people more than others.
mm,
So if I was unhealthy, that glyphosate's probably gonna smack me harder
mm,
than if I was healthier.
mm,
So that's why not everyone has the same reaction. But this glyphosate in the wheat was causing her to bloat. It
mm,
causes leaky gut, holes in the blood-brain barrier. takes out nutrients from your food and basically is poison. So we want to have less wheat. It's a simple carbohydrate. It's basically sugar. So we're not saying you can't have a bread or, some form of wheat, but have less. Because again, remember, if we have more ghee, that's quality over the wheat. So have more green vegetables. It's still wheat product and vegetables are both carbohydrates. But I think we'll all understand that green vegetables would be better quality.
Mm.
So remember, we want quality over quantity.
Yeah.
So for Bianca, it was the glyphosate and the wheat and the poison within that. So she eliminated that, her health improved. For some people, it's legumes. They can be hard to digest if you think of corn. So that might be something that they reduce. Other people, it's lack of sunlight on their stomach. So you actually need the sun all over your body, genitals, feet. The sun is going to help you. It penetrates into your stomach and it's going to help your body to function more optimally. But the other big one is by there's Vignesh in Malaysia. He was drinking 3 or 4 liters of water a day. I don't know the quality of his water, but it was higher in deuterium. So he was actually just pouring in lots of deuterium, and that was creating bloating for him, going for more ghee. So he made better quality water. When you have ghee, you're actually making more deuterium depleted water than you do if you have broccoli. So broccoli's good still. I like broccoli, but I would put ghee on my broccoli. Just to make it more nutrient dense to then help me to make more water. So for Vignesh, it was a matter of having too much deuterium in his water, and maybe there are other contaminants. In Australia, they put fluoride, which is a poison, in our water. Maybe Malaysia, there was something else that was affecting him. So by having less, it was helped him a lot. And then even timing, take your time with your food. Don't eat late. I was just talking to Uday in Bangalore, and he's now going to try to lessen his food late. We want to eat more in a circadian fashion. So you can see that great question of yours got many answers. And what I try to do personally is less wheat, good quality water, don't eat late, get the sun on my stomach. So I try to do a bit of everything, and I don't have any gut issues. So touch wood.
So I think this is something people should really start doing, really start implementing, because self-worth is such a big issue in taking really bad decisions. It's affecting both men and women in various ways. That is something I'm really bothered about. So I just wanted to ask, because many people, if they don't feel this self-worth, they feel that they can't achieve things. They don't feel confident.
Yes.
They'll become more and more, go into that victimhood.
Yeah.
And those who go into victimhood, they will lose out on their good habits. They will consume more. And then I see many people who get bloated up, wants to lose weight so quickly. And they do that for 2-3 weeks. And after that, they'll be like, okay, I think I'm slim enough. Now I can go back to my routine.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I want you to address this, so that they could relate consciously with themselves. So indirectly reducing their low self-worth issues.
Yeah, I love that you picked on that. And I've been in hospitality most of my life, and it is about confidence. Hospitality is about, having confidence in yourself, listening skills, but you have to have confidence. And confidence is attractive. It makes you look good, makes you feel good. And it's very hard to have confidence if you don't have health, if your back's bad or you're thinking about going to the toilet all the time. So really, and Guru Pashupati, myself, we really, I think, know that the foundation is your health, because that's got to do with the mitochondria in your brain to think well, your heart to love well. And what helps both of those? It's the sun, because the sun flows to your brain. It flows to your eyesight, which is part of to your eyes, which is part of your brain, flows to your heart, your kidney, your liver. it flows everywhere. So a body that's got more blood flow, more beta endorphin, more dopamine is going to be happier.
Yes.
So we really work on that basement, getting that ground foundation working. And we've just finished the first batch of the 7-day cellular reset. And the people are saying within the comments, I feel happier. I have peace of mind. I know that this is a good way forward for me. So a lot of this confidence, exactly what you said, they're feeling better about themselves because they're getting better inputs.
Yeah.
So if I'm trying to do a painting, but I'm trying to paint with mud, it's not going to work so well. But if I have good ingredients, then I'm going to have a better product.
Yeah.
So you're a product. So what ingredients are you giving yourself? Is it shit food? You know, eating late, watching TV, watching poor programs or pornography or gambling or whatever. But that stems from, and I always, you know me, we always look at the positives. How can you improve the good stuff? The sun, it's free. It's free. It's free energy. It's a free drug. Grounding, good quality food that helps your thoughts. And then you work on your thoughts. Then yoga, meditation, all of these beautiful things help you then you think better and you reduce the bad stuff. Mental clarity improves, mood improves. We've even seen people, they say, oh, my energy's improving, and people are now attracted to me more.
When
And
you set that baseline bar of being happy, you emit a
yes,
sense of aura that brings
yes,
people close to you. And
yeah.
also, that baseline bar of happiness gives you a sense of confidence, a sense of self worth that could, further be utilized in whatever that you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Just spot on. And then you're living that authentic life. You're not going out and getting alcohol or, you know, doing something that's not in line with your purpose, with how you want to live. And then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So
Mhm.
when you say, I'm going to live this way and I'm going to get good inputs, then you want more good inputs. But of course, we're not blaming anybody for not knowing because there's so many mixed messages.
Mhm.
There's so many people with a vested interest in you being sick and dumb and sitting on your couch. What we're trying to do is just give you that roadmap, give you that nudge to say, hey, look, think about your inputs. How are we going to improve that energy? And then we're going to be consciously reduce what drains our energy.
Mhm.
And then you're going to have an increase of net energy. When you sleep, your body repairs, your brain gets better. And sometimes you can't blame people. They're brain damaged. Their brains have a chemical imbalance. There's not enough dopamine. There's not enough feel-good hormones floating around that they have to look for other ways of getting that.
True.
So it's all natural. As you know, there's no supplements. There's no indoor gym. There's no calorie counting. There's no BS diet plan or diets.
Mm.
It's, it's natural. Let's get back to nature and let's live in harmony with our environment as much as we can, because it is difficult these days. But we troubleshoot. We come up with ways of doing better every day, and then your body rewards you. So I've got my saying of your body forgives you, then it rewards you, and then you want more. Great questions, man.
Thank you. So I was seeing this video. It was pigmentation, sun dehydration, and all of that. I got so pissed off. So
Yeah,
I was like, shit, man, there's a lot of bullshit out there and I need to address this. So I was
yeah.
like, let's do it. So that's
Let's do
where
it.
all these questions have come from. So yeah, talking about sun, how do sun rays bring energy into our body?
So the sun basically on our skin, it's quantum physics. We are beings of light. We are absorbing that light. It's
Mm,
penetrating into our body.
mm,
It is giving us, it's charging our battery. Our skin is a solar panel. And especially if you have brown skin, if you're meant to have a lot of melanin, you need the sun more.
mm,
So I was just talking to Uday in Bangalore. He has brown skin that's in his 60s. he needs the sun more than almost everyone else on Earth except a black person, especially a tropical Indian or an equatorial African. They're adapted for the sun. Their genetics are for the sun. Everyone BS's about genetics and, oh, my dad had diabetes and I'm going to get diabetes. Bullshit. Yeah, you got it because you have the same lousy lifestyle and environment, and then food, not the most important. And your mitochondria is a tuning fork
Mm.
for your environment. So again, yeah, the sun is everything. Our brain is wired to the sun more than it is to food. We have vitamin hormone D receptors in every cell in our body, including our eyes.
Mm.
Um, try living in a cave for 6 months and see how long you live.
Mm.
So again, the sun is life on Earth. It's people became weak because they were wearing sunglasses.
You just mentioned a very key element about genetics and the environment. Because if people are not educated that better environment makes you a better human, they would
Yes.
still fall into that victimhood, thinking that, oh, this is my
Yeah.
poor genetics. And they feel
Yes.
so victimized that they can't do anything about it.
And it's easy to prove. So if there's any skeptic out there that says, "Oh no, you're wrong," well, why don't you go and look into a IVF clinic? The people there are generally rich with a big house, a nice car, and low hormone D. They don't get the sun. Go to a poor place where they're eating food out of the garbage bin, and they've got 20 children running around. They're all popping out kids like there's no tomorrow. They
Mm.
are healthier
Yeah.
than the rich person who's infertile.
Mm.
And they're infertile in their loins, but their whole body's infertile. And what we want to do is we want to make people fertile. We want to give them a terrain that can absorb the light, that can repair when they sleep. And if people don't think the sun is it, well, then they don't think. And we understand that.
Mm.
Their brains are damaged. They're not working well. So we want to hold their hand, help them, and they will feel it themselves. We
Mm.
don't have to convince you because your body will tell you. And if you don't, then there's two options. You're either sick or you will be sick.
Mm.
That's it. And the drug company will love you. You
Mm.
keep swallowing their medicine, keep
Yeah.
swallowing their BS. Then
Yeah.
you have to eat more food. Then you'll believe the TV and you'll just get sick. And then your children will have to visit you in hospital. And we don't want that. We don't think it's fair. And
Mm.
if you've been programmed and brainwashed to this point in time, it's not your fault. We
Mm.
will hold your hand, we'll help you because it's a war. There's a huge vested interest to steal your money
Mm.
right up until the day you die. And then your relatives don't get your body until you've paid for all your hospital bills.
Yeah, it's ridiculous to see all these big pharma companies. They never emphasize about the environment you live in, and they say we have the solution for your bad health.
They
That's
have a
crazy.
solution to empty your wallet
Yeah,
and your brain cells
yeah.
because you believe their BS and their medicine is full of deuterium. It's
Mm.
made under artificial light.
Mm.
You're not getting better. No
Mm.
way. It might be a bridge at some points. And of course, sometimes it's absolutely necessary. But
Mm.
for things like hypertension, PCOS, diabetes, there's a better way, a more natural way.
Mm. So, talking about PCOS, I have witnessed two of my ex-girlfriends having this PCOS thing. And I was not sure why they were getting, while I was being like so energetic all the time. I was like, blasting with energy, have great energy. There's so much love and care and affection. Despite all of these, they have developed such a habit of drinking and sometimes even smoking. It was not wondering for me why they got PCOS or PCOD, but I want
Yeah.
to understand those who don't do these stuff, smoking or drinking, still having PCOD and PCOS.
Yeah, of
Does it
course.
have anything to do with them not being in a symbiotic relationship with the nature?
Yes, 100%. So what I would say is it's pretty simple. If you have got your scales, and your scales have got too much bad and not enough good, well, you're going to have a lack of energy. You're going
Mm,
to be hungry, maybe malnourished. And then you combine that with poor sleep because this one, the bad, affects your sleep. You've got lack of energy, lack of nourishment. How can your body repair and thrive and work?
mm,
Yeah, your car's not going to work with a broken engine. Doesn't matter what fuel you put in your car, the engine's broken, it's not going to work. So what we do is we fix the engine, your mitochondria, how you make energy.
mm,
So, and then with PCOS, absolutely their lifestyle, their environment, it's the scales are wrong. So all you have to do is change the scales,
mm,
improve the energy, reduce the bad stuff with good sleep,
mm,
then they have a fighting chance. Your
mm,
body's got energy, you're a bit happier, you've got a better mood, you're doing more good stuff that's in line with nature, you're doing less bad stuff. You combine that with good sleep, and you only repair when you sleep. You only regenerate when you sleep. So, you drink alcohol late at night, you're going to impair your sleep, your regeneration. You just wasted everything.
mm.
So when we improve the good, we have sleep. Let's let our body do the work. It knows what to do. Yeah. Of course, you could target specific areas through meditation,
Mm,
through positive vibes, positive energy, but your body is going to do what's most important. It's going to do what we call triage. It's going to, if you've got cancer, it's going to fix the cancer cells first. It might fix your eyesight first because your eyes are part of your brain. Then it's going to help you with your menstrual cycle. And even I've got a lady who's become a friend, 19 years old, Akshara. 5 years, she had no menstrual cycle.
mm.
Within 6 weeks of primed, she now has a normal functioning menstrual cycle. Her skin is clear, no pimples, no hair, her
Mm,
energy, her mood.
mm.
She's PCOS, Gonski. It's not hard. We did it in 6 weeks after 5 years.
Damn.
I've had people who were infertile for 5 years. We
Mm,
fixed that in 6 weeks. So
damn.
yeah, it's possible. Get out of your own way. Let nature be medicine and
Mm.
stop letting big pharma ruin your health.
To develop the ability of generating more energy, that is by repairing your mitochondria, also aligning certain habits, certain lifestyles, so that the mitochondria is just amped up. It's just producing more and more energy
Yep.
for the body to repair, continue to
Yes.
repair and regenerate energy.
Yep. And then that's exactly right. Let's give our body the resources it needs.
Mm,
So if I come to your house now and you said, Chad, I want you to paint the walls, repair my house, and I get there and I say, okay, where's the tools, where's the paint? And you say, oh, no, I don't have that.
mm,
Well, I can't do anything. I can't repair. But if you've got the sun and you've got grounding and you've got good food and you've got the thoughts, then the repair will happen,
mm,
provided you have that sleep,
mm,
and the belief and the love. Because if you don't think you're going to repair, if you think it's BS, then for you, that's the truth.
mm,
You will get your consequence that you thought you would get.
mm.
So yeah, and that's why one of the most beautiful things we've got is authenticity, how we act and what we do. And then people get caught up in that vortex. They
Mm.
also become that way as well.
Amazing, amazing. I want more and more people to get in Vortex. Yeah. So
Same.
let's be that generator of energy. Let's have this abundance of energy. And this is just one last question for today's episode. I see some women complaining that they can't withstand so much of energy. Like they can't even stand more than 5 minutes in the sun. And they say it makes me feel more drained if I stand
Yep.
more. So, what exactly is happening within them?
I love that. Well, what happens is, if, for instance, we'll use that same example with eyesight. So somebody says the sun is so bright. I'm an Indian person with brown skin, but the tropical sun is too bright. What? It's like an Eskimo saying it's too cold. So the fault is within you. I'm saying that in the nicest possible way. You became weak. I can look at the sun in summer and I've got people half my age. It's too bright, it's too hot, it's too cold. Stop. Build your immune system.
Yeah.
Not overnight, but better every day. So because again, those people who say it's too bright and I can't do it, it's too strong, they are already sick. They already have a lack of energy. They're already hungry. Their skin is poor. Their bowels are poor. There's a lot wrong with them. They might not tell you, but I guarantee you that's the case. So a client in Western Australia, Clint, and his beautiful wife was allergic to the sun. So for 20 years, she had rashes. So what did we do? We built her tolerance. We practiced. And then now, for the first time in 20 years, she doesn't have the rashes. Psoriasis, eczema, they go away. So again, the fault's yours. It's not, it's what you did. You became weak. So, and the beautiful part is if you became weak, you can also become strong again. Yeah. And so, and it's your health is in your hands. If you outsource that to the pharmaceutical company, you're screwed. Yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah. But again, what we're promoting, what we're teaching is natural. The sun's free. That's why they don't talk to you about it. So we give you the education, the support, the motivation, and your body knows what to do. So, but it needs the tools, needs the resources.
Yeah. What you said is so true, because after following Prime Life, I have reduced my skin disease. I used to have like all the scales over here. It's so patchy. It used to feel like I have to itch it. Otherwise, it just doesn't give me that satisfaction. It used to be so dry, and the more I itch it just used to peel off. So after spending more time in sun, I don't see it anymore. I don't see that. Both of my hands.
You know why? Because your body has more energy and it's repairing. So that's how it's meant to be. My skin's 57 soon, and pretty sweet. People who are scared of skin cancer and all of these other things like blotches, etc., caused by the sun. If you want good skin, it's the sun. Because you get good skin when you sleep, provided you've got resources. What I love is that my brain works well, my memory, my mood, my mental clarity, my heart is good. I can handle the sun, I can handle the cold. And that's what we want for people. I haven't got propaganda swirling around in my head, worried about how to live properly.
Awesome. So we'll talk more about how to stay connected in the next episode. We're going to give a lot of revelation to the people who can't relate consciously with themselves. I think this episode will deliver that. We'll see you tomorrow. Is that fine? I'll book the call.
Yeah, you betcha. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Chad.
Okay, my pleasure. See you, mate. Bye, everyone.
Bye.